Jacob, we're going to take a look at all four strokes. We're going to look at three different shots. We're going to look at the above water on the side, underwater on the side, and then head on, starting with your butterfly. First thing I see is way too high of tempo. Butterfly is swum with the big muscles, your chest, your abs, your back, and your hips, and your shoulders. By having such high tempo, you're going to wear yourself into the ground and get really tired. We want to stretch that stroke out in front, use those big muscles, pressing that chest down, allowing the hips to rise, getting more flow and movement throughout the butterfly rather than a quick up and down. We're going to really try to let the stroke itself do all the work. Butterfly is an extremely tiring stroke as it is, but you're by the amount of tempo that you're doing is making it worse. Looking at the underwater side shot, the first thing it is see how quick the hands come through and see how much air is being pulled down there. That is primarily done because you're throwing your hands down, bringing a lot of air when you throw your hands down, and then pushing back as soon as you can. But what's happening is you're actually pushing down on the water. If we look there, you'll see your hands are pitched down towards the bottom, causing you to push up on the water so you're not necessarily moving forward. You want to keep that elbow up, pushing back on the water, allowing yourself to flow through, really get as strong as possible stroke as you can. And really want to make sure that you're getting as far as you can with every stroke so you're not necessarily taking so many strokes per length. You probably get to a point where you're taking half of what you do now. Looking at the head-on shot, again, your hands as soon as they hit the water, you're starting your pull. You want to stretch those out in front, allow yourself to go through. You have a very strong kick. You got a good first kick and a very fast second kick. So all your power is being driven with your legs, but not necessarily your arms. So stretch out in front. If your arms are straight, get the and hands and forearms and biceps all pressing back towards your feet, and you'll find that your butterfly will improve quite a bit. As we take a look at your backstroke, first thing we want to see is good length, but we're not getting that rotation that we want. We're not getting that drive the elbows to your side, grab a lot more water. As you see, you're carrying a lot of air, kind of doing a canoe paddle backstroke where you just kind of reach your hand in and then pull your hands forward. You want to rotate that hip. Backstroke's always led with the hips. Rotate that hip more, get a nice deeper catch. Drive that elbow to the side, making sure the palms of your hands, the forearms to mid bicep are always pressing back towards your feet, getting more out of each and every stroke. Um, Exit with the thumb, enter with the pinky. As you see, you do a good job with your left arm, but as for your right arm, you see you lift up and kind of lead with the hand coming back. Hold that thumb up, keep those arms straight, get a nice length. As we look at the underwater, as you see that you're seeing you pulling a lot of air and kind of through, kind of sliding yourself really shallow. Rotate yourself more, get more on your side, grab that water, pull yourself through, allowing more rotation from your hips. Really, backstroke is swimming length, and you want to make sure you're as long as possible as you can, and that's allowing yourself to reach and rotate your body so you can reach out further in the front, rotate yourself back to the finish so you're reaching as further back as you can, holding on to more water. Again, less number of strokes, more power with each and every stroke, really using those big, large muscles, the abs, the backs, the shoulders, and your chest to really create that power. Big muscles create bigger strength. Trying to do it with your arms and your legs isn't necessarily going to give you the best possible speed. As we look at the head-on shot, again, you want to see more rotation. You see there's a little disconnect with your hips and your shoulders. We're going to allow that to really um, move yourself forward a little bit more, allow yourself to get more out of each stroke and be much more efficient. I think that's probably in all your strokes what we're looking at is that we just need to be more efficient in using the body the way it's designed to get yourself through rather than trying to do it with tempo and repetition. Good job with the backstroke, some things to clean up, and you'll have it looking good in no time. As we look at your breaststroke, um, kind of similar to your butterfly, trying to do too many strokes. We want to stretch that out, use that chest more to move yourself forward, stretch that longer in front, wait for those feet to finish. As you see here, your hands are actually apart when you finish your feet, and we want to make sure that they are finishing with your hands out in front and make sure you're stretching yourselves forward as much as you possibly can rather than just trying to go up and down. Pulling back just just a tad bit too far. You want to make sure those elbows don't go behind the shoulders. Keep those in more of a 1/2 breaststroke. You kind of have a 3/4 breaststroke pull. Um, but by pressing yourself forward and shooting yourself down forward, you're going to find the kick's going to be a lot stronger. You do hold a lot of water into your kick, which is very good. One thing you want to do in breaststroke is when there's two driving forces, the forward breaststroke. The first forward being the pressing in the arms and chest, which we can improve on, and the second forward is the kick. And I think by pressing that chest, you're going to find that you can get a lot more out of that kick each and every time. Again, the elbow is coming back a little bit too far, but more importantly, I want to see you keeping that head down. You do a good job of keeping the head down when you breathe, but we need to stretch and press that chest and head down more on each and every extension. Wait for those feet to finish before we're taking that next stroke, allowing ourselves to get a lot more power, a lot smoother, and decrease the number of strokes that you have while increasing the amount of power and speed with each and every one. You're going to find that your races are going to be a lot more improved, even in the long term. So um, again, we want to just really see that flow a little bit more. As you can see here with this, if you draw a line from your head to your feet, there's an upward angle. When you stretch forward, we should see more of a downward angle, so that line should be pointing down towards the bottom of the pool, not necessarily up towards the ceiling. As we look at the head on, we're looking for that pressing of the chest, seeing if it comes down. Ideally, you want to see as you press forward, you want to block out the view of your hips. As you see throughout this, you can see your hips the entire time, and that's that head, that's that body moving up. That's all frontal resistance. That's slowing you down. By pressing that chest down, you're going to be riding the wave over, reducing that frontal resistance, allowing yourself that kick to finish and drive you forward in a way that's going to have you move a lot faster through the water, a lot more efficient, and really feel like you're going to be able to control your speed a lot more, rather than just pumping the arms as fast as you can and hoping the legs kick up. Again, some things that you can work on that can really make a big difference for you. And finally, let's go ahead and take a look at your freestyle. First thing to do is I'd like the length of the stroke, and I would open up even more. More stretch on each side, allowing the hips and shoulders to work together. As you see, there's kind of a little bit of movement between the shoulders and the hips want to work together. Get on your side, stretch it out, get the elbow up, hold that water as you pull back, allowing yourself to go through and to catch a lot more on that rotation. So you kind of a pretty flat, trying to do. One thing you're seeing you can do is you're trying to lean that rotation with your arms. Your rotation is dictating how your arms are placed in, and it should be the exact opposite. The arms should enter the water due to the strong rotation. So as we look at the underwater, high tempo, but we're not getting enough out of each and every stroke. You want to slow that down, stretch it out, keep that elbows up. You see the pitch of your hands and your forearms and your mid bicep are pressing down on the water first. It's not until right here as you're actually pushing the water back. You want to be able to push that water back from the moment you enter your hands in and get that catch. Then it goes to your forearms, then to mid bicep, holding on to more water. Just be a little more efficient, allowing your body to do the right things. But you can see there's a really major dropping of the elbows right there. We really want to make sure that you're keeping those elbows up, holding on to more water as you go through, allowing yourself to do a lot more work with less number of strokes. Looking at the head-on, when we're looking for rotation, as you see, your shoulders are moving more than your hips, and they're not working together. We want to lock the shoulders and hips together, so you're using that big, powerful block of muscles from your hips to your abs to your back to your shoulders, all working in unison to stretch yourself out, using those big muscles to move water from right to left, allowing you to move forward and giving yourself a greater amount of pull. The best freestylers don't swim with their arms and their legs, they swim with their body and utilize those big muscles. I know you can make these improvements, and I'm looking forward to seeing your times drop as you do so. It was a pleasure working with you. Take care and have a great season.